Now, this 11th annual Silent Witness Ceremony is being held by Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital in collaboration with an organization called HAVEN. It is actually taking place October 24th, and it is a very, very important event that will be highlighting or talking about people who are victims of abuse. So we'll actually talk about that a little bit more with two of our guests joining us right here live on The Splash, clinical nurse specialist and chair of committee, and from Henry Ford Health System of West Bloomfield, we have Trish Klassa and Ivette Brown from HAVEN joining us. Thank you so much for being here.
Happy to be here.
Now,
thank you for having me.
First and foremost, Trish, I want to make sure I pronounce your last name. Is it Klassa? Klassa? I want to make sure I'm saying that correct.
Absolutely. Wow, you got it right the first time, Kevin. Yes, Klassa.
Klassa. Thank you so much for being here. Now, we're talking about this very, very special and unique event. First and foremost, I want to talk to you, Ivette, if you don't mind. Tell us a little bit more about this event and the inspiration of collaborating with Henry Ford West Bloomfield.
So I can speak to, we have this event coming up on Thursday. Trish is going to give you more details about the event, but we work side by side with Henry Ford as HAVEN is the only domestic violence shelter in Oakland County, and we provide support services for survivors of intimate partner violence and sexual assault. And so we work together so that we can be sure that we're providing resources to survivors of any of these different types of assaults, unfortunately. And so Trish is going to share a little bit more about the event, and then I can highlight some of the programs that we have here at HAVEN, and hopefully bring some awareness to survivors.
Yeah. Please, Trish.
Yes, so the event, it's our 11th annual, like you said, Kevin, it's our 11th annual Silent Witness Ceremony. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And during that month, we celebrate survivors and we honor those who have been victims as a result of domestic violence, those women, men, and children that have been victims. So each year, Henry Ford West Bloomfield we've partnered with HAVEN the last 2 years to do so, to increase awareness throughout the hospital and throughout the community about the epidemic of domestic violence. So many people are unaware that it occurs. So what we do is we have the red statues with stories of women and children and men that have been murdered within the last year in Oakland County. Most of them are in Oakland County. And we put the stories on the red statues, and we put them throughout the hospital so that healthcare providers can read the stories, they ask questions, etc. And then we invite healthcare providers and the community, as well as our HAVEN partner, to come to the hospital and celebrate survivors and honor those victims of domestic violence. So we read their stories. Sometimes their families will attend. We have roses for the family. It's a really, really moving event. And we always end with HAVEN giving a talk on just a call to action. Like, what can we as a community do to make a difference? The chief of police, Michael Patton, comes as well because we're all in this together.
No, absolutely. And it's interesting that you all use that creative way to kind of make that connection to some of the victims in their stories with the statue and the picture and the story right there. As you're explaining it, my face is just like, wow. I can imagine just being there and just feeling the emotions of everything at the time. And kind of getting to you, Ivette, on HAVEN's side of things, can you just talk about, like you were saying, some of the programs that HAVEN offers for some of these victims?
You see, the majority of our referrals, Kevin, come in through the hospital system. The majority are from the hospital or law enforcement, and they come in through our crisis line. And we provide several different support services. We have counseling services here. We have court advocacy. So if we have a victim of an assault and they have to go through the court process, we have an advocate that walks alongside with them and helps them through that process. We also have forensic exams here. So if there's a victim of sexual assault, we have a facility here where we have forensic nurses that will do the exams here, and also have an advocate present with them to just support them through the process. As Trish highlighted, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, but I'm hoping that you'll invite us back, Kevin, so that we can continue this conversation, because we should be having these conversations, not just in October. We should be talking as a community as to what we can do to share this information with the community and resources so that we can help victims of domestic violence. The one thing I want to highlight, because I mentioned the counseling portion of it, is that all our services here at Haven are free. So there is no cost to a survivor if they need any assistance. Everything starts through our crisis line, and we will connect them with whatever services they may need.
I love that. I love that. Not putting any more stress and strain on people, especially financially, who are already going through a tough time. Make it a little bit easier for them. I love that. And I love that our local hospital and our local police department is actually helping the victims and funnel them into an organization that is here to help them right here in Oakland County. With us right here live on The Splash, clinical nurse specialist, chair of the committee from Henry Ford Health System of West Bloomfield, we have Trish Klassa and Ivette Brown from HAVEN, Oakland County, talking a little bit more about their 11th annual Silent Witness Ceremony happening Thursday, October 24th at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. Jamie Matthews, this is for you, Trish. She'll be speaking at the event, sharing her daughter's story. Can you just talk about how personal stories like hers actually help shape the impact of events like this?
Honestly, when you hear stories through the eyes of a survivor or through the eyes of a victim, it really changes the way people feel. And honestly, as healthcare providers, we started this committee actually in 2013 because we knew healthcare providers can make an enormous difference. And so each year when they come to these events and when we provide education for them, they tell us we had no idea intimate partner violence was so prevalent. We had no idea. And then listening to the stories, it just opens their minds. It brings it home. When you say Ivette, it just like, it brings it home. It makes it so real. Because it's so easy to think, oh, that's not happening around here. That's not happening in West Bloomfield. But it absolutely is happening in our backyard.
Yes,
and when
ma'am.
you read the stories on this, you will see the stories are from Oakland County.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's good that you all have her there to share a story, but I want to applaud her for being brave enough to share that story too, because it takes a lot of courage to kind of, you're already dealing with the loss, and then to kind of revisit that, just to share with others. I want to applaud Jamie Matthews for that also, and for getting that. So Ivette, going to you on the HAVEN side, what ways can the community get involved to support victims of domestic violence?
There's many ways that you can get involved. You can reach out to our crisis line. We have needs for our clients here. We actually have a drive going on right now. I don't want to plug, I don't know if it's okay to plug that, because
Please.
Channel 4
Yes.
is here right now.
Yes.
They're doing a drive today. It's been an amazing morning. They've been here since 6 a.m. Broadcasting live throughout the day, and they're doing a basic needs drive. We have clients that come in that have so many different needs coming in our shelter. Sometimes an example is law enforcement might call someone and bring a family in, just removing them from the home. They don't have time to get their personal items from their home. So just being able to have those things here at the shelter to provide for survivors is so important. So we're so grateful to have Channel 4 here today. But there is so many different opportunities. I mean, we have volunteer opportunities here. One of the examples is we have a group counseling here. And so we have childcare watch during that time. So we need volunteers to help with families. We like to have dinner or things set up. So just different volunteer opportunities. Obviously, any donations, whatever that may look like, is super helpful. But also just sharing our information. We're here to, we want to get out there. We want to get into the community and spread awareness so that we can do everything we can to help survivors in any way possible. And sometimes it's just being there and sitting alongside them and just letting them talk about their experience, and understanding that it's a difficult time and we're there to support them in any way.
And that's a great point, and I want to kind of piggyback off of that, Ivette. Just continuing with you, Ivette, real quick. What are some of the most urgent challenges that some domestic violence survivors face today?
Oh, there's so many different things. I would say when we talk about statistics with domestic violence, sometimes it takes up to 7 times before a victim, and once they take that step, we try to avoid that word victim. They're survivors. They're surviving, they're
Good
taking
point.
control. But probably the biggest challenges that I see personally in the cases that I've worked is that there's so many different moving parts. And so it's starting with us believing them and supporting them. So if someone discloses to you, or if someone is in a situation, then just believing them and telling them that you trust them. That sometimes just hearing that from someone is what or what the survivor needs to take that next step. But there's financial struggles. There is, I challenge you on that. If you had to leave your house right now in the next 5 minutes, where are you going to go? What's the next step? And so having an organization like Haven and being able to guide you and to help you through those resources, or help you in putting together this puzzle and getting you back on the right track, or what is the best track. Kevin, to me, but the biggest thing is we have to understand that every survivor, they are the expert in their situation and they know what's best. And so we are just here to walk alongside them. They know what works best for their family. They know what will work in that situation. And so we're here to do everything we can to provide that support.
Love that. Love that. Thank you so much for that explanation also. Trish, I want to ask you, inquire, silent witness ceremony. How do you feel like this event and other similar events growing to continue, or how do you feel like they grow to continue to support survivors in the future and also get out the word about Domestic Violence Awareness Month?
Well, I think one of the things that we needed and we received is funds, because it requires funding to do this. So we have generous donors that, I'm sorry. My light automatically turns off. We have generous donors. So we've been able to continue where a lot of people used to do the silent witness ceremony, but they can no longer do it. So donors to do that. And then each year we grow. Each year our committee has grown. So it started with healthcare providers, doctors, nurses, from the emergency department, L&D, to all units, housekeeping, that sort of thing. And then it has grown dramatically to involve the community. We partnered with Haven from day one, but now we partner with Common Ground. We partner with Sanctum House, and we're getting the word out on sexual assault and human trafficking as well. So we have to keep talking the talk. We have to keep walking the walk. Because I will tell you, from healthcare providers, I've been lecturing on this topic for 30 plus years. And that's what people always come up to me after and say, this is happening to me. Can you help me? Or I had no idea it was so prevalent. Oh my goodness, this patient was trying to tell me, but I wasn't reading the red flags because I didn't know them. So really compassionate providers don't know those red flags unless we teach them. So we have to continue to have these silent witness ceremonies, have our human trafficking conference, which we just held our 6th one in May, and partner with Haven to provide prevention education to healthcare providers and to the community.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's all very important to create that awareness, keep that going on, and just let everyone know you aren't the only one. There are resources and there is help available. As we land the plane right here, starting with you, Trish, just give the details of the event, the time and location, and if there's any registration or fees required.
Thank you. Yes, this 11th annual silent witness ceremony is at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital on Maple Road, and you can either valet and pay, or you can park in our structure. There is no registration. There are no fees. It is free to attend. There'll be light refreshments, and it's being held in the demonstration kitchen, which is right inside the main entrance. If you would rather join us virtually, Kevin, I'll send you the flyer that has the virtual component. You can put it up on your website. I noticed that one didn't have the virtual. You can join us via WebEx. From the comfort of your home. And it's really just from 3 to 4. It's a very quick ceremony, but very, very profound.
I like that you have the option for the virtual, watching it virtually too. That's great. And lastly, for you, Ivette, if people are interested in finding more about Haven and the programs that they have to offer, please give that information now.
You can go to our website. It's www.haven-oakland.org. Or you can contact us at 248-3 334-1274. And we look forward, hopefully we have a great turnout, and we look forward to meeting folks there on Thursday.
Thank you both so much for your time and for your information and for everything that you are doing to help survivors in Oakland County. Once again, clinical nurse specialist from Henry Ford Health System in West Bloomfield, Trish Klassa, and Ivette Brown from HAVEN, Oakland County. We appreciate you for being here.
Thank you
Thank you for having us.